Hello everyone, I'd like to share with you a team I used towards the end of last season that I quite enjoyed playing. I thought I'd bring it out to play again. What we've got here is the fairly strong Gallade Empoleon core that you may have run into a few times already. It's got great coverage and they look after each other quite well. Into the mix we add our Sirfetch'd, which is a bit squishy, has got that lovely counter damage, Leaf Blade and Brave Bird in this case. It's got similar typing to Gallade in many ways, so it works quite nicely as a bait swap. And that's kind of the point of this team. We bait out any counters to Gallade, we let Empoleon take care of them, and then we hopefully sweep. We've got Brave Bird on the Sirfetch'd. The idea there is that that means it's got play against dark types, flying types, and basically quite a few things that are threats to this team are vulnerable to flying damage. So with that in mind, let's hop into the matches and see how they play out. I apologise, I've got the start of a cold, so maybe I'm sounding a bit rough. Okay, so we're now playing at veteran rank. I just want to brag a little bit about that, because, you know, I'm quite pleased at making it there. I know it's not that big achievement in the grand scheme of things, but it makes me happy. So, Executor lead. This is not good for us. Executor's got play against the whole team. We certainly want to keep it away from the fighters, so we stay in. Throw a Drill Peck. Drill Peck hits them super effective, and they're squishy, so they've pretty much got to shield here. And in return the Seed Bomber hits us for neutral, so we let it through. In comes the Machamp, which we quickly go to Gallade to counter switch. Confusion damage should do it some good harm, and even though it's Shadow, we can afford to let this land. As we resist everything they've got to throw. Well, almost everything. Payback still hurts, but I haven't seen that at all. So, okay, into the Charizard. That's an odd team. Okay, so close combat takes a big chunk off the Charizard, but they take us down. We're going to finish it off with Empoleon, maybe? Yeah, it's not looking too good, is it? Because either we can finish off the Charizard with Empoleon. Yeah. Still, 2 fighting counters in a team that's got 2 fighters is not going to end well with us, is it? So, Executor, they've got a shield left. I don't think Leaf Blade will do enough damage, even if it landed, but it won't. And I don't think we're going to get to another one. No. Oh well, so not so good for the first match, but still, I haven't run into Executor all that often, so I think it's worth the risk. Dragonite lead, okay. Dragonite hits us for neutral, hits us for resisted, and we hit it for neutral with the Drill Pecks, but otherwise we hand out the damage quite nicely with Waterfalls and Hydro Cannons. So we're just going to stay in for this one. We're going to let them throw the Dragon Claw, and we're going to Drill Peck them in return. This will be getting the shield, yep, because it's quite squishy. I mean, it's quite squishy if it's not a Shadow, it's even more squishy when it is. So I'm going for another Drill Peck, and a beautiful switch to catch it, well done. Not quite wasting it, but not doing very much good against that Empoleon over there. However, we can bring in our Sirfetch'd in return and farm it all the way down. I tend to like to do this just because you will take a charge move that you'll have to shield, but you can come out with a nice big chunk of energy. Maybe enough to get to a Leaf Blade and a Brave Bird. Okay, so incoming Dragonite, ready with his charge move, because it switched out when it had one ready. Dragon Claw, go throw a Leaf Blade, hopefully get the shield off it. Yep, excellent. Now I think in hindsight I could probably got to the Brave Bird there, rather than going for double Leaf Blade, but I didn't, so that's what happens. But even so, we're going to counter it down? No, not quite. Close though. And they switch out immediately to Tangrowth. Now this is where I think I make my mistake. Because I make my switch here. I think that's a good play on my part, but my opponent rather sneakily undercharges. Which is a good call on their part. By not throwing the energy, that means they get the farm down here, which means they've got the move ready to throw at the Gallade. And that means we're going to take a Vine Whip, which isn't going to quite finish us, but it's going to take us on very low health. So, close combat going through. But unfortunately our health is now just a bit too low. That the one confusion we need to take out the Dragonite is less than the one Dragon Breath they need to finish us. That was close. I think that could have gone the other way quite easily. But so it goes, we'll take it. Lapras lead's good for us. Empoleon into Lapras means we resist pretty much everything they've got to throw. Even Skull Bash. Particularly if they're using Ice though. Ice is good. So now they've got to be having 2 Surfs ready. So the first one's going to land. Yep. And we're just going to farm a little more and then go for a switch. Now they've got another surf ready for sure, and therefore we shield it. And we peck away with counter damage and build up to just slightly more than one Leaf Blade, with a view to throwing them off their count if they are counting charge or fast moves. Okay, right, another Surf coming through probably. An Ice Beam, that was not a choice. Surf would probably do the job quite nicely. Right, so the Muk. 3 of our charge moves are resisted by Alolan Muk. The 4th one isn't. Let's see if they're ready for that. Boom! Seems the answer is no. Goodbye, Muk. That's why I like this team. Sometimes you land Brave Birds and it's just glorious every time. Polyearth comes in, we've got Gallade. We resist their Dynamic Punch, but Dynamic Punch still hits pretty hard. And the Ice Punch, it's not all that powerful move, but we're pretty squishy. So, Leaf Blade going through. I think we're in a strong position here though, so my opponent concedes. Another expert looking at it. Obstagoon lead, so it's quite tough for us. We're going straight into Gallade counterintuitively, because whilst they resist our confusion, the Leaf Blades and the close combat still put a lot of pressure, and in return we resist their counters and their Night Slashes are neutral. So a Gallade Obstagoon matchup isn't too bad. Okay, Drifblim. I'm still thinking about what to do with this, and I think too long and they get to their charge move. But actually all my moves are resisted, so I'm not sure I'd have done a lot of good anyway. So, and Confusion actually does quite a bit of damage. The opponent's going to come in, and we're just going to anticipate an Icy Wind coming through. And that was a Shadow Ball. Ouch. Okay, missed call on 2 of those now. Hydro Cannon takes out the Drifblim. That's good. We've got the Obstagoon. Hopefully we can claw this back by farming it down with Sirfetch'd. Just going to let this land, anticipating a Night Slash, which we resist. Yep. And Peck. And it's a Gengar. At this point I'm in trouble because the only thing I've got left to take it out, it resists. And it's got shields. So I can't really take it down with counter damage. If there was no shields left, a Brave Bird would finish it off, but there are shields. So 2 Leaf Blades, and yeah, well played. Empoleon's not going to get there, but actually got close to that Hydro Cannon, so maybe we'd have made it if we'd had a bit of a different circumstance. If I'd switched perhaps, maybe. Chestnut Lead, not seen one of those in a while. I don't think I've actually seen it at all in Ultra. So we go to Gallade to chase it off, and in comes a Charizard. Now we go through 4 confusions, maybe 5th would have been in order, but it does mean we get to the close combat just a bit before they get to their charge move. So we can let their charge move land, not waste our energy. And Dragon Claw doesn't even quite take us out, although we didn't get the confusion through. Still so it goes, Empoleon can finish the job here. Chestnut comes back in, and that's okay because the Drill Peck does hit it for double super effective for its fighting grass, so they really can't afford to shield. And in return, well, let's anticipate they're going to throw a super power because that's the thing that's going to hurt, whereas the grass move they presumably have is neutral, and sure enough, super power. Double shield it. They're going to switch out straight after, I'm sure. Yep, and Greninja, great. So Fetch can come in and have a bit of a slap there. This is going to sting, but they got to it quite quickly. Ooh, Aerial Ace, ouch. Okay, still, I think we're going to be able to take them all the way down. Yes, we are. Now, Brave Bird time, double super effective. Are they going to let it land? I mean, we're throwing this mostly because it's debuffs us and they'll take us out even faster and not farm us. But it looks like it's going to go through. Excellent. That's why I love this team. Not because it's good, because it's fun to nuke things. Okay, Toxicroak lead. Toxicroak's rough for this team. Got play against a whole lot. So we go straight into Gallade and throw a confusion. They bring out a Venusaur, which is an odd one. We can usually do very well against Venusaur, but the trick I find with Venusaur is you've got to throw a Leaf Blade. Whilst it's double resisted, and your opponent won't shield it, because they'd be daft, what it means is by throwing that, you do just that little bit more chip damage, which means you take them down before they get to their second Frenzy Plant. It means you leave with energy and a shield, which is even better, I think, than having a bit more energy and no shields. Leaf Blade going through. Yep, and we're still going to be able to get close combat thanks to that energy farm. Let's see if they want to throw another shield after it. Seems not. Goodbye. Sadly, we didn't get a confusion through on the Toxicroak, so we are just going to come straight in with our little Leak Lord. Mud Bomb doesn't hurt us too much, and Leaf Blade hurts quite hard in return. We're both very squishy though, so okay, there we go. Big chunk of Toxicroak. Not quite going to finish it, but we are going to be able to finish it off. Doesn't matter. My opponent concedes. So, round 2 against the Dragonite. Let's see if we can play this a bit better this time. We farm it down, they go into Empoleon, we switch to Sirfetch'd. Sirfetch'd again, we're going to just go straight farm, go for greedy energy gobbling. Part of my motive for that is because, obviously, if you switch in on something you can use Brave Bird against, they anticipate it. Whereas if they switch in something else that might be vulnerable to it, they don't anticipate it quite so much. So we're going to go into a Leaf Blade, and then going to try for Brave Bird afterwards, I think. There we go, Leaf Blade against Dragonite, get the shield, excellent. If we shield now, we can possibly get the Brave Bird. Yeah, there we go. Go on, expect a Leaf Blade. Go on, you know you want to. Kablam! Goodbye. In comes Venusaur, we've got our Gallade in the back. So we're going to go Confusion, and switch. No, we're not going to switch in time. Damn it. The Fringe Plant's going to hurt, not quite going to take us out, but look at that. And we still switch, which is really irritating. Still, Drill Peck goes through. Drill Peck are going to do some damage here, and we are at least neutral to their grass damage, so it's not actually as bad as it looks. And we're going to get to another Drill Peck here. The plan was to switch and catch the move, but still, we'll take it. Good game to my opponent. Well played. Mandibure's lead. Now that's an interesting one. I haven't seen that at all in Ultra, I don't think. Someone's put a lot of Excel candies behind that. We stay in with our Empoleon because it's got a flying fast move, and that would hurt both our back row squishy fighters. And in return we don't shield because Mandibure's, whilst it's a chunky monkey, doesn't hit too hard. As you can see, foul play, even neutral. Okay, so in comes Machamp, which we quickly switch to Gallade. We resist everything Machamp can throw, so we just don't shield here. Rock Slide coming through. There you go. Yep. Farm. Goodbye, Machamp. Here comes Mandibure's. We're just going to go straight into the close combat, because that way they'll take us down fast without farming energy. And if they let it land, then that'll happen. Yikes. Bomber Snow, are we going to make it to the close combat? No, we are not. So we're going to bring in the Empoleon now. Just let them throw all their energy at us. What we want to do is try and get maybe a Drill Peck off to get a shield, and let them use all their energy throwing Weather Balls. Our health is now low enough that they can probably do that, but that's okay. We're going to see another one? Yes. And that's a choice between whether we switch or we go for that Drill Peck. And I think we're going to make it a Drill Peck because we still double resist the ice damage, so there we go. Okay, so we hit them quite hard, and we switched to stop them farming quite as much as they could, but they have got a generous energy reserve. Powder Snow is very spammy. Weather Ball, and another Weather Ball, yep. And there we go, we're able to finish it off quite handily with the Sword of Leaky Doom. Next up, Empoleon to Machamp, and off we go. I'll go for a quick switch to Gallade here. Just hope to get some confusion damage in, and it's a Sizzle. Sizzle double resists our grass damage, so we're going to hope they anticipate that we're throwing a close combat and let it through. We overfarm a bit just to kind of telegraph that we are looking to close combat them, and we don't. Okay, so we're going to go for another one. No, we're not. We're just going to let this land. Okay, Night Slash comes through, and Night Slash gets the boost. That's a nuisance, but that's okay. Empoleon can come in, and it does resist the steel damage quite a lot. Night Slash, neutral, ouch, still stings quite a bit. but we are going to be able to farm all the way down, I think. Yes, that jump comes in. We're going to throw it straight into the Peck. Wow, no shield. I actually thought they would shield that. Okay, still going to let this one land as well. This will take us out. Yep. So now we've got Sirfetch'd with 2 shields against their whole team and 1 shield. I mean, they're damaged already, so. And a Muk. Resist counter, resist leaf blade, dark damage doesn't do very much, and close combat wouldn't do very much. So hopefully we're going to land Brave Bird, and I'm just going to have to hope I judge it correctly and how much damage I do. And that was miscalculation. It didn't quite take it out. So that means we're going to end up having to spend a shield, and it means we're going to take the extra damage from even the poison jabs. We're very low on health. Oh, simultaneous KO. Still, I'll take a draw. It's not too bad. If I'd overfarmed a little bit further, then I'd have been able to shield the Thunder Punch, get the Brave Bird to take it to KO. Okay, so it's Gallade. So we're going to try and do the same trick again. We're going to overfarm a little bit, throw a Leaf Blade to try and convince them to shield, and then go to close combat to try and take them out. No shield. Okay. They're going to throw, we're just going to let it land. Aerial Ace, yeah, ouch. It hurts, but actually it's not a very good move, so it doesn't hit too hard, and we can get to the close combat in time. Goodbye, Gallade. In comes Toxicroak, and we even got a Confusion through, which is even better. And Empoleon can come in and farm down. We're doing this because it would resist counter damage from the Sirfetch'd, and it doesn't resist the waterfalls. So we're just going to farm down. There we go. And an Ampharos. Just in hindsight, that was a good call, because it means we aren't now having to try and take an Ampharos out with an Empoleon. Okay, so it gets the Hydro Cannon, and in comes Sirfetch'd. Their energy gain rate is slightly higher than us, but our move's slightly cheaper. So we actually get to the Leaf Blade slightly before, in a straight run, because it's 5 counters versus 6 Volt Switches. The second Thunder Punch, of course, is another 2 Volt Switches, so they get to that one quicker. We are going to end up taking a Thunder Punch. I think we can survive this. Yes, we can, and we're going to get to that Leaf Blade quite handily and take out Ampharos. Good blam. Goodbye. There you go. That's a fun team. I enjoy playing it. I'm not sure how much longevity it has, but it's certainly got the things I like best of all, hitting things with nukes. So, how's your Ultra Premier going? Are you off to a good start, or are you having a bit of a rough time? I've got a few other team ideas I want to try, so I'll be putting those in the near future. If you want to see what those are when they come up, well, there's a subscribe button for a reason. And otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a very good day.